fast forward, you're executive at 20. Let's fast forward to 23, 24. How many people do you have in your business? What tasks are you taking on? What do you think? Because you're not a day-to-day worker anymore. You are a full-time entrepreneur. Your life is different, but now you're a little bit more acclimated into it. So let's say 2 years down the road, what does Kevin's life look like?
So 2 years down the road, 23, I bought my first house that year.
Okay.
Which is exciting because I always wanted my own home, right? So at 23 to do that was awesome. And it was a great house. I still own it today. I rent it out on Airbnb. But it was a great property that we bought. And that year, I believe when I was 23, I also turned around because I'm traveling the country at this point, teaching people how to build a successful business, which led to speaking engagements by accident because I was addressing audiences of various sizes all across the country, training people how to do what I was doing every day, how to scale, how to grow. And which is a wild thing because I almost failed public speaking in college. It was nerve-wracking. If you'd have told me then that I'd be, addressing audiences of up to 14,000 people in an arena, I would have told you you're smoking crack.
They're probably older. They're probably twice your age too.
Yeah, just unreal. So anyway, I'm traveling the country, and a lot of people in the audience were entrepreneurs, part of associations, organizations, executive boards, nonprofits, you name it. So I start getting booked to do public speaking, which I didn't even really ever plan to do at that point, but people were requesting it, which is awesome. So I'd started that company. And then I had looked at my mom's business. So she had a specialty pharmacy treating children with bleeding disorders in Alabama. They had no website. They had no social media presence. They had no strong branding. They had opportunities to grow in different states that are around us because, as you know, where we live, we're just a stone's throw away of Florida and Mississippi.
Right.
And so I looked at that and I said, hey, I can help with all this. And, in my spare time, right, I can help with this. And so my official title was the director of marketing to help with that. And we did. I created a website, social media presence, brand new logos, all kinds of things for advertising and marketing, both tangible and digital. And we expanded in multiple states and grew that tremendously. And then we had people issues because now you have, and this is one of the things I love to teach entrepreneurs today, is that, who is your core team? Like, who are you building your core team with? When you have a smaller company, doesn't mean in revenue, it doesn't mean in profitability, but when you have a smaller company in terms of your staff, you may have a single level of leadership. It may not be multi-tiered. Whereas if you're building a business that has complexity to it and you're scaling it big, you may have like your C-level individuals, and then you have like your manager level individuals who are overseeing departments. And then you have individuals that are actually doing the day-to-day tasks of the business.
Right.
So you have complexity there. So if you don't have like the people skill, organizational skills, and understand like how that dynamic works, you need to hang out with somebody who does.
Yes.
And so when I looked at the company, it's like, man, we have enough nurses where we need a director of nursing. Like we have different areas where we have different offices now across the state of Alabama and now into Florida. So now we have different laws in different states. Like the business gets more complex as it's growing. So I helped with all of that and eventually became the director of operations. So I was the director of operations, director of marketing, then the director of operations and marketing, and then the vice president, and then we sold the company. So that was kind of the path there over maybe a 8 or 9 year period of time.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So at 23, and I did a lot more in that period of time as well, but that's what happened with that one company. But that's what it looked like at 23 for me. So I was traveling the country, teaching people how to do what I was doing, scaling my business, started working on that business and bought my first house.
So